Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I make a deep dish chicken pie, and it's really straightforward and it's cooked in one pot. It's really simple to make, and instead of making the pastry dough by hand, which takes all kind of time, and I don't have any time, and I know a lot of you watching don't have time, so today I'm going to be using this tender flake pastry. And I've tried this brand before, and I like the fact that all the ingredients on here, I can say them, I can pronounce them. So, you know, it's going to be practically a homemade meal, and which is better than the stuff you buy at the store generally. So let me get started, and I'll show you the other ingredients, which are right behind me here, and we'll start making this beautiful deep dish chicken pie. All the ingredients you see here will be listed below this video. So to start with, on my left, I'm going to be using at least one container of chicken broth, and it's 900 ml, and I might need a second one. I'm going to be using a tablespoon of this concentrated chicken bouillon, and this brand is really good. I like it. I'm going to be using 2 small shallots that have been chopped finely, and 1/2 onion, purple onion that was chopped finely, 1 cup of fresh carrots chopped up into nice little pieces, 2 sticks of celery chopped up fine, 1/2 cup of frozen peas, and I might add more later, 3 tablespoons of butter, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, sea salt, and pepper. So I won't be using that much salt because this stuff is quite salty, and there's probably salt in the chicken broth. So let's get started. I'll show you the chicken I'm going to be using in today's recipe. So I got my chicken here. I'm going to use a whole chicken in my case, and this bird is 914 grams, or just a tad over 2 pounds. So I went ahead, I removed all the skin, I gave it a nice rinse, and it's going to cook in this pot, and let's get started. So to start with, I'm going to add in the butter, and if you don't want to cook with butter, you can always use the equivalent amount of canola oil or olive oil, whatever you think you'd like better, go ahead and use it. So we're going to just let that melt. And then we're going to add in the shallots and red onion, and we'll get this show on the road. Add in the 2 cloves of garlic, and then our shallots, and our 1/2 onion, red onion. So we're just going to put that on top. And let's just move this stuff around, and then let's add in right away the chicken broth. I'm not going to wait for the onions and garlic to melt down a bit. I'll let them slowly cook in this chicken broth, and I think that'll be fine. From my experience, that works for me. I think I'm just going to need the 1 container. So right off the bat, I'm going to also add in my chopped celery and my 1 cup of carrots. If you think that's too much carrots, you could add less. You be the boss. So at this point, I'm going to throw in the mixture of salt and pepper, and again, the ingredients will be listed below my video. So let's just get that all mixed in. Oh well, check that out. The chicken is falling apart. So it was simmering away here for 1 hour, and the chicken wings can barely hold on. So I'm going to leave this to cool on the plate here beside the pot, and then once it's cold, I'll take it apart, and I'm going to bake the frozen pie shells. So while the chicken is cooling off in the background here, I have in this Pyrex measuring cup 1/3 cup all-purpose flour and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, just to make sure it really thickens up. and I put some of the broth from the chicken that was cooking, and I'll add that real slow. And I don't know if I'm going to need more. Will I need less? And mix that thoroughly. And I'm going to add some more. Okay, so let's add some more of the chicken mixture until it's kind of runny, kind of a paste. Not runny enough for me. So this is the broth that the chicken was cooking in, so I'm not adding additional water to this mix. And so now I want to add in 1 tablespoon of the concentrated chicken bouillon, and that is going to add such a nice, look at the nice color, it's going to add a nice punch of chicken flavor. And then we'll add that, sorry about that, we'll add that to the pot here. Okay, let's add in the flour and the cornstarch slowly. I have this pot on a high setting, and it shouldn't take too long for this mixture to really thicken up. So this should thicken up quite quickly, and then while it's cooking like this, I have a bag of frozen corn, and that comes to about half a cup, and we're going to toss that in right now. And this has been partially cooked before I froze it, so let's add that in. Shouldn't take too long for that to fall apart. And in addition, let's throw in some frozen peas. Yeah, they're really frozen. And that's that. All right. So that was fresh corn on the cob that I had taken off the cob, and then it was partially cooked and frozen. So that's going to be great. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. So the chicken is just falling apart, so I'm just going to shred this up with 2 forks, and then I'll add that in to my pot. So let's add the pulled chicken into the big pot, and I got a lot of meat for a 2-pound chicken. Like, look at that's incredible. So I have another plate here full of meat. Like, this is going to be one heck of a meaty deep dish chicken pie. Like that, and get everything mixed in. So before we pop this into the oven at 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes, just going to pierce it, the bottom part of it, and then it will be ready to go into the oven. So I'm going to pre-moisten the edges a little bit. This bottom pie crust is about halfway cooked, and now let's put in our mixture of beautiful cooked chicken into the nice deep dish pie with all the lovely vegetables. Fill it up right to the edges. So I'm going to bake this on a baking sheet, because in case anything leaks over the edge, I don't want it falling into my oven and making a mess for me to clean later. So I think we're good right there. So now we get the other part, the top part, and I've loosened the edges, and we just hope and pray it falls right perfectly. There. Look at that fine pie. So, ooh, well, that's not too pretty. What I'm going to do it with my hand and just press it in with my fingers. Luckily, I'm not entertaining tonight and have to show off this mess here, but you saw my mistake, so don't you make that same mistake. And just, I'm going to make a few air holes, and this is where the juice might come out. So now we're going to pop it into an oven. And there you have it. Homemade, delicious, deep dish chicken pot pie with some homemade mashed potatoes. Doesn't get better than this. By the looks of it, I know it's going to taste good. And let's give it a little try. And I love the corn that's in there. You can see the peas and wow. With mashed potato, it's like a marriage made in heaven. I can taste the corn. It's so nice. It is cooked, but still got a crunch to it. The flavor of peas, just the right amount of spices. The sauce is nice and thick. You have to try this someday soon. And thank you for dropping my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. So hit the subscribe button if you already haven't. And till the next one, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.